2, 1, wink.
And audibly. Good evening. This is SNN, the Sorcerer News Network, because you're not even remotely close to around the clock. Disney, Sorcerers, Arena, news, reactions, reviews, theory crafting, and more source. I'm Faith34, your host. Today, joined by my two distinguished co-hosts, Celia, Sarah. Welcome back.
Hi, friends. How are you?
We're great. Thanks for joining us, as always. And as always, host number 3, but number 1 in my heart, Sir Georges. Welcome back.
Faye,
Sorry, Sarah.
I didn't know you felt that way.
I
love you too,
quite
Faye.
That way, but thanks. As always, we'll start the show with your HNN. No, your SNN headline news. I want you to use this time, though, to go and rate and review us on them Apple and subscribe on them YouTubes at Sergi's YouTube page, whether you podcast or live stream, any of the above. Help us get out there a little bit more, and 5 stars is the only reasonable answer. And give us a fun review while you're at it. It can be about, I don't know, grass or sour punch straws, but just put those 5 stars in there. All right, today, 4 headlines. Number 1, the Toy Story event, which we alluded to last time, came and gone. Wanted to know what people get into it some. Just kind of left it by the wayside. Let's start with Sarah. Are you riding any Toy Story people right now?
I'm not like using them like crazy. I'm using them in Tower of Endurance. But they're not in my... Or I was not. See, I just beat. I'm all over the place now. Not using them currently. I lied. I was using them as of 2 days ago.
That's what it's crazy because that's all these things are in flux so much for me too.
The early game is like changing all the time.
Yeah. But I did like the event,
which is fun.
I did not unlock Bo Peep, and I didn't spend money on the packs or anything like that. But I have Woody and I have Jessie, so I'm happy. I'm good. I got Buzz, obviously. So, they're good. They're just hanging out. They're doing their thing.
Excellent. Sir G?
Yeah, I loved the event. Not because I particularly care about playing with any of the characters, but...
Except the ones behind you on your screen right now. They're pretty fun.
Yeah. But because they gave us Buzz as one of your starting characters... Everybody got a head up in that first tier getting Woody.
For sure, compared to the other ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So whereas the Incredibles one going on right now, I'm not too enthused about.
Yes.
Even though they're good characters.
Samesies.
Right. The Toy
Better
Story,
characters.
Yeah. But the Toy Story, I got to go further. Like now I have a 4-star Buzz, a 4-star Woody, and... Who was the third person? Was it
Jessie?
Jessie, yes. I have Jessie unlocked at 3-star, I think. And so I'm happy with that. First time the event comes around, I think I only spent crystals on 1 Woody box chest.
Yep.
And that was it.
I think I did that too, actually. I got 12.
Sergi, did you get more than...
I got more than... I only got 20. So it wasn't...
Well, still, that's way more than I've gotten. I feel like I've done like 10 more of those than you have 20 more than...
Yeah. I'm happy. It wasn't 80. But
it's not 80. I mean, it's only down from there, but still.
My one and only attempt was a 20. So.
Nice. Yeah.
No, I think I did 2 maybe. But still, yeah.
And I put some... crystals into, I think it was Jessie's to get her at 4. I really said this last time. My favorite thing was like trying to parse out exactly where I would need to get this and use refreshes to open the boxes to get the Bo Peep things. And then, so I used the last, I got down to I used the last of the, do these offer things on other games, crystals.
You did?
For that. And then it's built back up a little bit from there, but still I like not to spend on other stuff. For Jessie, for Bo Peep, I was like, I think I could unlock her. And then so in the box you get like anywhere from 2 to 10, but the most common is 4. And as long as I averaged 4 on the last 5 boxes, I was going to unlock her. And then I went like 4, 4, and then 3, and then 3. And I was really upset about that. And then the last one I got 6. So I unlocked her right at 80, like exactly at where she needed. So I won't ever use the excuse that they don't open up the last shard for you. So I unlocked Bo Peep, and then because she gives indeterminate defense up to Simba, which is now the only thing that I do, Sergi. Really, thanks to you. She's on my arena team. Like one day I was like, I'm gonna try it, and she is gear legit. 5 on 4-star, and she gives her taunt thing over to Simba, who at times, because you can actually know what his defense is because of his special, gives it based on his defense how much. But so I've healed for 1400, which means his defense is 1400 when he does that, when he's close to dying.
Your defense is what right now?
When a couple times when he's healed himself, when you add up all that 4% defense.
So you did the gamma.
Yeah, I did. That was what I saved it up for. And the defense up that he got from Bo Peep, the heal was over 1400. Dude. So that means his defense is 1400. And it's just like ones after ones after ones after ones. It's pretty it has to be ridiculously frustrating for in PvP arena. It has been down to Simba versus and the my spells against like 3 of their team, and I end up winning because they can't kill Simba.
Yeah,
and then he'll just heal. So
I timed out.
That's not cool from that way, but I enjoy that being on my side of it. And that's a lot of that's from Bo Peep. Oh, they just work out well. I like that defense is actually useful for a little while until it's not, but that should be good. And then number 2, so then talking about what Sergio was talking about, The Incredibles was the next kind of event that they have right now. They updated Elastigirl, who you need to have right away, and they also have 4 characters in there, and on the top of that instead of the 3. So Mr. Incredible, Dash, Jack, and Violet. Definitely more pay to win than the last event was. A full team, and like I'm not even on the second. I don't even have enough Elastigirl for Mr. Incredible to get to the next one. I'm not even remotely close, so I'm not spending
me either
crystals whatsoever on that. I did face a 6-star Jack. He totally wrecked my face. He like runs over to you and jumps up and does a bicycle kick like Liu Kang. Like, who did that in? Yeah, Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. Yeah. It looks just like that.
That's cool.
Basically, Liu Kang's you and takes away like 2,000 right from the start, or whatever, 3,000 maybe when you add all that up. I got face stomped by Jack in there. So I think they're very good, and to have a whole team with synergy like that,
immediate synergy.
I don't doubt that they are like what maybe the best team in the game without digging into it too far. But I bet there's some high spenders that have them all ready to go. They seem very nice. Mm-hmm. Where are Sergi? You first this time. Done anything with the Incredible one at all?
I was farming Elastigirl just for the sake of collecting everybody I can. So I was okay getting her to 3-star. But one downside of this event I noticed is that each tier doesn't give as much as the Toy Story or whatever.
Oh, really? I didn't even. Got it.
The gear.
On top of there being a whole nother character, too?
The gear, there's another character you have to earn. But the gear, that's one of the main benefits I like in these events. Mm-hmm. Is even if you can't make it to unlock everybody, just by having one character strong and getting far in their book, you can get gear as a drop from completing that twice. This one, I think whatever it is, you have to go up an extra tier in order to get the good, the heart thing.
Right. Last time I was whining about the feather brooms being ridiculous, and then you got a ton of those from Toy Story.
Right.
And
not as much here.
Yeah.
But that's a downside. I have a 4-star Elastigirl just from today.
Nice.
And I also just unlocked Mr. Incredible. Haven't spent any gems or anything to get him. There's no way I'll get Violet. That's another downside. Violet's a 50 token unlock. So as a free-to-play player, I don't even think it's possible to get her, even if you had Elastigirl ready
right at
Mr.
7
Incredible
right away
at the start. Yeah. To earn Violet in time. That's a bummer. But hopefully these events come around soon.
Right? They've had so many of different ones. It's like, when does the cycle repeat?
Yeah.
And do we want them to repeat, or do we want to have more new ones right away and stuff like that?
Yeah. Good question.
We should find out sometime. Sarah, your story any different?
No, I have not gotten past the first tier. So I
haven't either.
I think
first book or like the first
book.
First book. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I think it's exactly what you were saying, where because we didn't have that kind of like leg up going into it, it's a little bit more, I don't want to say disengaging, but I'm not as like
I agree with that.
Like I still do it, but I'm not, and I still, I still ask for another attempt from the guild, and I still we'll go back.
Sure.
Go back, all that kind of stuff. But like I found with the Toy Story one, I was like, okay, I got or even with actually with the Lion King one I went hard on. And that one I was like spending gems on and refreshing it and going. So I don't know. I think it just depends on, I feel like it just depends on what you like.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a bad thing either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't mind that this one was so far from being possible for me.
Yeah, I didn't mind it either. I was like, okay, well, I'll get it next time.
And I enjoy The Incredibles, but it's not a top 10 Disney property for me. Mm-hmm. So it's not something that I really need Violet for.
It's no Lion King.
Yeah, no, agreed. Totally. It is no Lion King.
Not for our age, at least.
Correct. Yeah, that's why it's certainly better than the Lion King remake, but yeah.
Yeah.
I would take
Why do you talk about Simba that way? Like,
because they are right. They didn't besmirch him. It was fine. It was fine. But then they're also, in with that is Frozone, his own event. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. Before I get to that, number 3, how long do we give them before we're like upset about Club Conquest breaking the game over and over and over and over and over?
Yeah.
What's the deadline of it actually being really frustrating? I don't think I'm quite there yet.
I'm not there yet. I am my I don't even want to say frustration. My like thing with it is because it's so like every time we've done it, it's broken. I don't even realize when it's happening. Like when there's actually like one that's live, quote unquote. Because I'm like, oh, there's a thing happening. Okay. Like I wish it was more. I just wish they wouldn't. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm more annoyed by the fact that I don't realize it's happening because I expect it to be broken. Basically, it's like now I feel like I'm trained to think it's broken all the time.
Yeah. I'm getting
right. You don't even go into it,
because
I don't, because I think it's broken.
For real, it usually is.
Yeah,
and you usually don't even have to go in there. Just the game will be down. And that's
right, that's the if it spins extra, it's like, oh, Club Conquest must have started again.
Yes. The main thing I'm annoyed by is that even if you do well while doing the conquest, it breaks down, and so everybody gets the same rewards.
And everyone gets the same rewards.
Right. Right.
Like at least make it where you're letting people get the natural rewards and then giving the first place as well. Yes, that would be generous, but then you don't really feel bad that the other team got first because you're still getting the reward box. But at the same time, if you did get first, you're happy that we won and we're getting the bonus.
Right.
Whereas now, like, why even participate? Because you expect them to shut it down or redo it.
Yeah.
Well, and then, I'm going to need some more explanations of it later, so we'll get back to that. So we're still, again, honeymoon phase of the game. I have a little more leeway for him yet. It's more of a chuckle thing for me than a frustrating, but it will absolutely get to the frustration point in the not too distant future if it continues as such. Number 4 had an update. It hasn't launched live yet, but shall soon. It shall soon. And they have several interesting things in there. One, a monthly gift coming soon. Who knows what that is? Golden Week coming soon. Who knows what that is? And then the Frozone event. Frozone. Did you look at his kit? There looked like there's one stasis where he like freezes someone where they can't be injured or they can't really move. Gives them, I don't know, do they heal while they're in there or something? I like that's an interesting mechanic.
Where did you see
we'll have to dig into
the news about a golden week and a monthly gift?
On their good old Discord.
I see. Okay.
Thingamabob. Because they don't have a great, I will say, a nice little blog post somewhere or something would be nice for these types of things, but it's in their news on their Discord, which again, the only thing what I recommend is you mute the whole thing except for the official news thing, and then it pops up when there's stuff that's actually important.
That's exactly what I did. As soon as I hopped in there, I was like, mute.
Oh, wait, and except for created content, because that's where we are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you can still mute it. Maybe just check it every once in a while, see if we're live yet. And Sergit's got some toys meet your new friends, the Incredibles. Oh, great. That's great. I mean, you guys should follow that guy. So Frozone, and he has an event coming soon. Tomorrow, I think. I didn't really look into it. Did anyone else? What do you do to it?
I did.
I didn't even know his kit was available somewhere.
Yes. He looks really good. He looks cool. They also reworked him. So when I saw
I heard he was bad before, but it's reworked now. Yeah,
I saw where they had him in game. Then I looked up his kit, and he looked okay. Now his kit looks much better, so that he might be, on the level of the other Incredibles. It seems like the new characters they come out with are what you wished the kits were for every character, where some of them seem bland.
Yeah.
So they might have intentionally made just a bland, get everybody out there with a couple exceptions, and then now we're going to make every character seem cool that we...
Right, like what we really had planned from the beginning, but we didn't have all the specifics, and now it feels like a buff, and it feels like they work better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more excited for it that way. I think that's a good little plan. A new pass holder season coming soon. If you're not sick of the giant Ian thing that's been on the top right of your homepage forever. And I forgot it existed because you were done with this season, getting that experience within the first week of the 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they added new ones every week.
But for things you can't even get it anymore. I didn't buy the VIP thing. So I was done with getting to level 50 in 1 week. So it's just for 3 weeks of nothing. So they've already shortened that. So a new pass holder season is going to be reduced to 2 weeks instead of the 4, but the rewards are better. Prices will remain the same, shockingly. The rewards have increased. So you can spend your $10 every 2 weeks instead of 4. I'm not sure about that, but they said the rewards are better, and they do go into what the rewards are. I'm not sure they're worth. Well, maybe, I don't know. That's obviously up to you, the people. It looks like they are doing Downtown Villains. Demona, Big Bad Wolf, Dr. Facilier are the ones that they're doing, so that might be a sign of the Zerg thing coming. So keep that in mind. They are also going to reduce the PvP arena season to 2 weeks. And to reflect this, we reduce the season rewards. Change that. I'm not quite sure that once. And they adjusted what you get in a PvP win versus loss. So if you win, example is gold win. On you win now, you get 7. With a new system, you earn 12. So a couple of changes from things that were longer to shorter. And then they did change, and this was one, as someone who uses the bucket of soldiers and thinks it's OP but love it, it will no longer charge while it's on the field or attacked while stunned. I think those are necessary changes. It's silly for the bucket to be able to go, like, it's almost dead and you just put out a new one right away, or to have other things set up from there. I think that was a wise decision to not have it charge, because it was definitely a little too much the other way.
Yeah.
And again, this is coming from someone that this will be detrimental to me because I use it willy-nilly. But I do think that was a good decision on that. And again, I appreciate these updates coming and having stuff in there. A couple of the times that they've reworked some stuff, this is absolutely a nerf on the bucket of soldiers, but I feel like is a not asked for, but a beneficial for the game type of thing.
Well, also not technically a nerf. It's how it was intended.
Got it. Yeah, that could be too.
And it was also like I don't have bucket of soldiers, and it was one of those things where I was looking at it, and in arena I was avoiding teams that had it because I hadn't figured out how I could beat it. As soon as it was on the field, I was like, I'm toast, because people would the AI would just bring in a new one, or even in live PvP, the person would bring in a new one.
Yeah, it rapidly increased your damage, as though every single turn you could bring in spell to help out with your damage.
For sure. So people get it, but no, it's not going to be quite as OP as it was in the first days. I feel like we'll come back to, remember when I mean, it's still like calling that one in there every day. It's just, you're not able to do it all the time and keep it constantly from the very first time it gets up. Because it charges too quickly too, relative to some of the other ones, I would say. Along with Iago. I mean, those are the two I use. I don't like Iago, actually. Like it's too much of a
win button
RNG and switch. Like I set up all these things with tanks properly, or taunt, or defense, or not, and then it just switches, and then you switch it back, and it's not on. Like that randomness isn't enjoyable to me. It's like, well, why even do all these other things if it just matters on who randomly gets the taunt placed back on where when you're done? That's my take on Iago. I still use him. I still think he's very good. All right. Any other comments on news or headlines?
So we don't know anything about Golden Week, just that something like that's coming.
Just golden. It's just golden.
It's golden.
Right? But that could mean lots of, I mean, is it Golden Week in Japan? That's already passed, right? Like what is the...
I like that they are fleshing out the schedule of stuff. So that it's going to constantly feel like something new is happening each week. Like the Sorcerer's Trial incoming. I don't know that I'm enthused about getting more experience. But with that, we now have a potions event, a gold event, an experience event, and the rune event.
Right.
I think
I didn't know there was
I think each month they're now going to have each week of the 4 weeks of a month be one of these 4.
I'll take experience. I didn't know that was a thing coming up. Is that coming up soon?
That's the Sorcerer's Trial.
Oh, got it. It says it incoming XP. So I probably already read it and just went. I can verify. I apologize. Golden Week is going on in Japan this week, so that's what it's about.
Oh.
Who knows what they'll give us? It's for those who don't know, it's like a bunch of holidays. It's kind of like Memorial Day and Labor Day and 4th of July all get put into 1 week, essentially. So maybe there'll be they don't really have any Japanese. I don't know if that's like, you don't want to just throw Mulan in there. That doesn't seem right. So we'll see what they actually do. Right? They don't have any Japanese Disney ones, do they? What are they gonna do?
What?
My theory before was already this, but this just confirms it. The next event is going to be Big Hero 6.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Thank you.
Because they're going through the characters already in the game that aren't released, that are, rare during a limited time when you go and look at where to farm them. And whatever their two names are, the two characters in there already. I knew an event was going to come for them soon. So that's probably what's going to happen during Golden Week.
I'd be in for some San Fran Sokyo, right? San Fran Tokyo? Sokyo, one of the two.
And Baymax actually added to the game.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Now I'm going to be disappointed if it doesn't come, and I'll blame you.
You can blame me.
All right.
You heard it here first if it does come.
Let's see. Yeah, Hero and Yokai are the two in there.
That's what I thought it was, Yokai.
Yes, sir. All right. Sarah, I'm afraid I've been thinking.
A dangerous pastime.
I know. Welcome to our Afraid I've Been Thinking segment, where we give our thoughts on how you can improve in the game from the very basics of RPG mechanics, work to the deepest theory crafting idea. Today, let's pretend, as I just say this right now, let's say you got your, ignore the Canadian on here, but you got your $1,200 from the U.S. government, and you wanted to spend it all. So I'm increasing this. It was $1,000. Now, to be timely, we're going to say it's $1,200. You wanted to spend it all on this game, and anytime over this month. So it doesn't have to be because the events are live right now. Starting with, let's go with Sir George's on this one. What would you have spent that money on? AKA, what do you think is the best team money can buy, and can we get there with $1,200?
Well, what I would have done with $1,200 was for each event gotten at least the first book character all the way to 7-star. So then I could farm the gear and the tokens or the crate, whatever chest is for that event. Then after that, I would have gotten probably my Kingdom team to 7-star and my downtown villains all to 7-star. I think stars matter a lot.
Yeah.
They do seem to, you do it, you're like, oh yeah, that definitely increased offense and defense and whatever, health.
Right. So in proportion to how difficult gear seems to be, I want to say stars is easier for the amount of gain you get.
Right. Like once you get to 5, it's ridiculous. So
yeah, I would have done everything for the events and still.
Who would your team be? Who would be your arena team?
Arena? I don't know. That's not where I would spend my money. I would spend it long term. Like a lot of it would still be in gyms right now and just be what I need to for the events.
Got it.
My focus right now is on the
prudent.
economy in the game, not getting to number 1 tournament.
Yeah, I call it arena too, but the arena is something else. It really is. Which I've been every once in a while I'm looking down because I'm just trying to auto that to get my 10 today. And my Simba took down 4 people by himself.
Oh man.
Not by himself, and the soldiers.
Oh.
Yeah. It took me a second to think of their name as I walked across the street. Sarah, what would yours have been on?
I'm just looking at it now. I also would have spent on Downtown Villain. Mainly because I don't have any of them. It's a lie. I have two. I also, this might not be the wisest decision, but hey, I have been on a very big Moana kick, so I feel like I would want Maui at 7-star. Have not looked at his kit. I'm saying this completely blind.
Oh, he's in that one thing. He gets unstoppable and you can't even hit him or whatever they call it.
And I want him. I'm like on this big. I've got your welcome.
But you can't get him yet, right?
Correct, but I want him.
Okay, all right.
So maybe.
I mean, but you can't with $1,200. Yeah, that's that. Talk me through your hitting up Glue Mobile on ways to unlock that.
Meathead Militia, please, sir.
To be fair, like some people have Zerg and stuff, which I don't understand. Like the beta people are in with other people. Like I've faced against a Zerg and
I didn't see how you could get Zerg before either, but you can buy him with crystals from if you're a VIP.
Got it.
VIP
Thank
exchange.
you. Thank you.
So then I'm wondering if I would have just put my money into crystals.
Yeah. You can do it that way.
Oh, and I would 100% become a VIP.
Yeah. Yeah,
Are either of you?
Do that too. I would. I'm not right now.
I'm not.
I haven't decided if I'm going.
Me neither. I think like if you're going to spend on the game, I definitely think that
right
is you get a good bang for your buck there.
Me too. If I did spend, it would definitely be that. I think it's a good value.
I can't even find the option in the game to buy it. Am I blind?
It's hard to find. I was looking at that. At the top left from the home screen, next to your player level will be a little hollow VIP.
Oh, yeah.
It took me a while to figure out the difference between that and like the pass holder VIP and like were they the same? Do you get them there? No, they're separate. We're not talking about the pass holder one. I don't think that one's worth it.
How much is it in
the new one? 10 US bucks.
So 14 for me.
Is that what it says specifically?
$13.99 for 30 days.
And that's about average.
Yeah. I think that's like what Star Wars does too.
Got it.
So that sounds right.
And you get more node stuff, and you get a little more energy and 3 times speed and stuff like that.
And you can auto win all of your challenges.
But sometimes you want to be fighting on that next one. You got to get the next one ready.
Yeah, but sometimes
at one point you're going to be done with that.
At one point I'm just going to want to hit done.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel like I would feel good about spending money in a way on that more than wailing out on characters. Like this is like, yeah, you're kind of supporting the game while also getting some quality of life benefits from it. Yeah. That's importante to me. I personally, if I had to spend the $1,200 on something now, I think I would have done it on Incredibles stuff because I think they're the best team.
Yeah.
As a unit. But they're, again, not my favorite Disney property that's been out there. So it's tough. Maybe I would have done Lion King. See, and that also would have been like I would have enjoyed that more personally.
See, and like that's where I feel like I myself personally am struggling because it's like, do you do what is smart game wise, or do you do what you love? Discuss.
Eventually, so I learned this long ago in Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah.
A day-to-day frustration level, it's definitely worth it to go with what's actually good in the game.
I know.
If being good in like Arena or Club Conquest or those things are important to you, and it may not be, that's great. Fine, go for it. But if you want to be good at those, it's so much better to
just be with
to don't be all like, oh, I'm anti-meta, because it just wears on you after a while.
It really does.
I've been there. I go for the best teams. It makes everything else easier, and then you can get that team that you really want much easier than you would have been able to get the vice versa team, and it just works out to do that. And again, when he Liu Kang's you from Jack or from Dash. Sorry, I said Jack this whole time. Dash is the one that's done it. It's not fun.
Shan Yu Kingdom the whole time. Now I'm working on it. It's not worth it. Like you said, Faye, it's not worth it.
I'm working on it too. So
even though
I was for him right away. He's been
something screwy's going on with their speed meter. I mean, if a fastest Shan Yu, like what's your Shan Yu speed, Faye?
Almost there. 107 plus the 8% from his leader.
Okay, there you go. 107 plus 8. Max would be plus 9. So a 117 speed. My Simba with 90 speed. Without him getting a critical hit, and I think he goes before enemy Aladdin. But they should not be able to put slow on my Simba and then go a second time before Simba ever gets to go. Been doing the math in my head.
Does Aladdin reduce some turn meter?
He has the potential, but without that ever happening, I'm still not able to go. Like, you just look at their starting turn meters, and all my characters are at 0, and Shan Yu is taking his first turn. It doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense. Certainly shouldn't be getting like a bonus turn. That could be. That certainly could be. I actually switch to Bo Peep's lead sometimes. It gives 8% offense, which is nice, and 20% to Toy Story, so it gives the soldiers something, I think. Just FYI. So that brings us to the computer-defined dancing segment. Since many of you are new to this style game, for the first several podcasts, we'll give you everything you know about the game, from why quick chance is important to what the heck PvP means. Celiac, Sarah, you're going to be the computer. I'm just going to give you one concept this time.
Yeah.
Because I literally need help with it. Because I really haven't looked into it. It's been failing too much for me to care all that much about. Computer-defined club conquest.
I didn't even know we had one yesterday.
Computer, why are you failing me?
Okay, so club conquest. This is my on the spot definition. You have 3 clubs that are facing off against each other, and you are going to set defenses. You want to set your entire roster, because you can use your entire roster on defense, and then you can use your entire roster again on offense. So it's not like in some other mobile games that do a similar style of conquest where whatever you set on defense you can't use on offense. Totally not like that at all. And then once the attack phase starts in Conquest, your club leaders and co-leaders are going to decide where you're going to attack, because you have the option to go after 2 other clubs. So you'll get like usually you will get a little like target in game, and that's the spot you're going to attack. Yeah, there's a little target, so you know where to go, and
nothing new to me.
You have to attack that section, and you get points.
What does the target look like? Have I not seen the target?
4
a little red, like it doesn't. It even makes flashing, giant arrows. Hit me like that. Yeah, it's like a kick me sign, but it's not.
Well, it's apparently not. I must miss the kick me signs on me.
Oh
so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look for some arrows, I guess.
That being said, so here's what I don't know about Club Conquest. I think your points fluctuate based off of how your defenses are doing, if they're holding or falling, or how you're attacking. And I gotta look into it some more. I haven't looked into it too much because it's not working.
I think I have a pretty good grasp.
Yes. This is my
computer calling. Hey.
Hey.
For a friend. Hey.
So with Club Conquest, your goal, everybody starts with 12 bases. If you get 13, you get 10 bonus points. So one of your immediate goals should be to get 13 bases, because then you're getting double what you are originally.
Getting what double?
So you start, okay, you get points, 1 for how many bases are connected to your home tower.
Okay.
So you take your home tower and you start off with 12 connected. If you can take one more, you then have 13 connected. Just for owning 13, you get a bonus 10. So now you've got 13 connected, plus the 10 bonus. You're gaining 23 a minute. You're sitting pretty.
You get points over for time?
Yes. The way to win the conquest is to spend the longest time with the most towers.
I did not get that at all.
Yes.
Interesting.
Which is why it lasts 3 days, depending on how quickly you're able to steal the other towers and fight them trying to steal yours back. It's not about
why should it last 3 days then? Like, only the first hour matters.
No, because let's see, I'm trying to pull up a picture of it, but I don't seem to have
of course other ones matter, but if you get it right away, that's a big benefit for that.
So what you get right away, you then have to rebuild with new defensive teams.
And that stretches them too thin.
Right. It stretches your guild too thin. Because you take over one of theirs.
Yeah.
Right.
Then what you've just taken over, you have to fill up with your own defenses because they're going to try to take it back.
Right. Got it.
So it's a constant war in real time where you're trying to take over theirs, they're trying to take over yours. It could be as sporadic as, every hour, like, oh, they just attacked me. Now I got to attack back. But it usually isn't that intense. But it could be. It could be 3 days of back and forth, hour by hour, taking each other's towers.
Other than you only have like your 5 teams and they don't replenish or anything.
Right.
That part I did know. Like, I used all my teams and then it was still going on for like a day or two. I'm like, well, I can't do anything for 2 days.
So this last conquest for the guild I'm in was very close, and it went all the way to the very end. Or not the very, very end, but the last day, just a few hours left. Because we had the red team didn't do much. They kind of just sat there. But the blue and us attacked each other a lot. So you get points for what's connected to your home tower, as well as the bonus for getting 13. One of the good strategies that people are going to try to do is go straight for your tower.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Cut off the 3 that are immediately connected to it, and then you have 0 connected to your tower without a break in the chain.
Yep.
So then you get 0 points.
And if Stevie Nicks taught us anything, it's don't break that chain.
So this last conquest, we won with 45,000 points and only 14 towers. And our second place came with 12 towers and 34,000 points. Looked like they were going to win easily, but then we swooped in, cut off their main base, so that at the end they were gaining 0 per minute.
Oh.
So it can change drastically.
Way to get in there, and
yeah,
they were probably just sipping Mai Tais, smoking cigars.
Yeah. They didn't even know there was a conquest happening.
They attacked 2 of our closest to our base, but couldn't defeat the 3rd. So
then everything was still connected.
Right. It's really interesting. This is a really fun.
That makes it sound more interesting than I was just battling. I was like, I don't know. Did I get points? Did they not get points? What's going on here? That's why I wanted to. And I was waiting for this. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to figure it out on the show.
You also get points for how many holds you get and for defeating the enemies. But it's not much in comparison to
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost like 45,000 to 43,000 something.
That's close. It was really close.
I think all of ours that I've seen so far, it's been 2 guilds that are active and 1 that does straight up nothing.
Yeah,
basically.
Same here.
I don't know if they're real guilds or not. Maybe if they're like the fake ones, like they kind of have in the arena. You know what I mean? Or whatever sorcerer's tournament.
The fake account.
That don't do anything. But I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, computer and computer assistant. That was beneficial. Is there anything else I need to know? Cut off the base.
Cut off the base.
Get 13.
It is very interesting that it's a 3-player map.
Yeah.
Because our red team, so red is the strongest in summoner power, I believe. Green is second and blue is third. So you will know from the start who has an advantage when it comes to rosters.
So go right to the third team. Well, pound them away.
See, if 2 teams go at each other, you know, you set 5 defenses, I attack 5 for the same tower. So going back and forth, trying to take the same tower while the third team isn't losing any of their offensive power.
Yeah.
And neither of the other 2 that are waging war right now are really getting anywhere. They're just in the trenches going back and forth. Then it can look like there's a clear winner, but then on day 2 or 3, day 2, the team that hasn't been doing anything swoops in, cuts off whoever is in the lead, their main base. And then now that team that was in the lead is getting 0. The team that was doing nothing, but just getting like their 10 connected to the base or whatever, now they're getting the bonus and they can pull ahead. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it.
So there's no more benefit, by the way, to having 17 towers than 12?
You get a point for each tower connected to your base. So you do get 17 points. Yes, per minute.
Got it. But the 13th gets you 10, so that's the big one.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool,
so you don't want to overextend yourself if it'll ruin you. Because if you do try to get 17, but then another team is strong enough to get close to your base and cut off, it doesn't matter how far you reached if they've gotten close to your home tower.
Right.
It's cool. I like it.
Well, then I'll just take it back.
It's definitely going to be, I think, an interesting game mode.
It looked like we were going to lose. We got right next to their tower for blue. We were green. And then they were fighting us back. But then eventually, I guess we wore through their strong defenses.
Wait, I thought you said red was the best one.
I think they are, but ours did not participate really.
Got it. Okay.
So it was just blue and us. And blue extended a lot into us with some into red. We were able to just make a beeline to their headquarters and then fight back and forth with their B1, B2, and B3 until they ran out of their strong teams on defense. So we were able to maintain blocking them all.
Where do you think we should put our best defensive teams? In the front or in the back, or front and back and garbage in the middle? If you can't have good everywhere, what's the Sergi strategy?
Sergi strategy would be to have the 3 closest to your tower put at least 2 of your best teams in each of those 3.
Okay.
You do not want to lose those, and every single club is going to try to attack those. So you'd rather them spend a lot of energy trying to take those and fail than, because it's unlikely that they'll just concede and say, okay, we can't get to the closest 3. So let's get the next 4, the second row.
Yeah.
That's what they should do, but I don't think most will.
And once you fight a team, if you lose, they don't have like they're
resets.
not down a character. Everything goes back to 0, right?
Right.
I did notice
you
that.
You cannot whittle down. So a 3K team that you can't beat, you're just stuck.
That's good to know.
That's a
Sarah, how do you
downside.
how do you split your teams? Do you have like your best tournament and arena teams together, or do you, like me, I have them more like Lion King-y team?
Yeah, that's how I
Kingdom-y team, like try to keep them in there.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Sir G, how about you? Do you have like top teams, or do you make all B teams or 1A and all C teams?
My plan, because of my what I consider a limited roster, was all B teams. Like throw some good spells, like the Thunder Mountain with Simba and a bunch of Wilds characters, and then have a downtown villains and a crappy kingdom.
Because Simba has a leader for that on defense, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
What I would advise, it's better to make one OP super strong team that an enemy can't defeat than 3 B teams that they can.
Mm-hmm.
Especially close to the base.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to save a couple strong teams. Like even with all the war waging and you're trying to cut off their bases and whatnot, I would save strong teams to rebuild once they've taken close to your base, to take it back and then rebuild with strong teams again.
So don't use them all right away.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of planning. There's more involved than I thought.
Much more involved.
Cool. I like it. Long term, like I said, I like it. Right now, it's just, I just attack people and put stuff. But now that I actually understand it, that's why we listen to this, right, people? Thanks. All right. That brings us to the Can You Feel the Love Tonight segment. Right now, we're on the honeymoon phase of the game. Trust me, it won't last forever. And lots of these types of shows, podcasts, eventually just become complaining a lot. Listen to our other show. But we also, for most of the time, in the other one, and here for sure, always try to run a very positive show. So I like to talk about the things over the past week or two that we have enjoyed in Sorcerer's Arena. Let's start with you guys. Sir G, what's been good?
I have loved the PvE, trying to complete the dungeon mode, trying to complete the challenges, and the Tower of Endurance. Those are a lot of fun. I actually was able to get pretty far in each of the ones I mentioned. I'm still only on Tower 3 because of my crappy Kingdom roster.
And the ocean ones.
Yeah.
Ocean.
But for Dungeon, I can beat the 20th one now.
Excellent. Don't do it too early.
Right.
But excellent.
I have a 6-star Big Bad Wolf.
6-star. I don't got me any of those.
And he's huge. He solos everything for me. So now I am like
the AoE or the little sheep thing?
Both.
Or both. Okay.
And I put Gamma onto him so that he reduces cooldowns when he kills a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
It's okay. But because I invested heavily into him, just having one strong tune at the expense of mostly everybody else, I was able to 3-star the final offense daily challenge.
The final one?
Yeah.
Nice.
It took a lot of attempts.
Yeah. Still.
I think I have 3-starred at least 3 of the 6.
That's nuts.
The final one on them. Let's see. I did.
Why don't you put some videos out there?
I'm working
like you have
on
a channel or something. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Just saying. Snap.
My biggest achievement would be the 3-starring the challenge 5 of the ability runes. So now that I have Gammas on farm.
You got the last one too?
The last one I beat with 1 star.
Got it. Okay.
But
I couldn't beat the last one. I got the second to last on 3-star, but not the. Got it. Good work.
And then the support, the health and recovery challenge, I beat that one, final one, 3-star, with my crappy Gear 3.
Your screenshot your garbage tunes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to. I want to see a video on that one because mine are similar to there. I've beaten the one before, but I can't do that one.
Yeah, I'll play it here.
Especially 3-star.
I'll play it here. I won't go into the strategy. I'll work on that for a video, but I'll play the attempt while we're talking.
Excellent. People can check that out on the YouTube if you're not. Sarah, what's been good for you?
I am really enjoying using Simba in my arena team. I use him everywhere. Who are we kidding? Let's be real. Yeah, I really enjoyed using him. I'm having a lot of fun as well with I unlocked Judy Hopps, and she's pretty fun too, especially I put her with Simba and Ariel, and it's just great. Like with all the slow, and then Ariel chains off the slow, and it's just beautiful. I love it. So it's just fun. I like it.
So the Hopps slows other people?
Yeah, her donut toss AoE can inflict slow, and then Simba can inflict slow, and Ariel's basic chains off of anyone. Chains to people who have slow, so it's just...
There's a lot of slow.
There's a lot of slow happening, and just beautiful. I like it.
Perfect. Like I said, I enjoyed getting Bo Peep with the last, I had like a less than 15% chance to unlock her with the very last one. I wasn't going to spend real money on it. Like, I'll just get it next time, but I got her. And then realizing that she actually fit well within my team, which is now has already changed. So it's Shan Yu, Mordu, and then Dr. Facilier, because I think he's the frog thing is nice. You have a chance of charm when you update his basic, and then he can. I did. I've been charming people fairly. I think that's basically a 25% chance for a farm charm. And then his other one can give Simba taunt. So like my whole team is based on getting Simba to taunt. And then when he heals people, so if you take away the army men, it heals my team. That's not quite as important now, but it was and works out. And then Simba just being dumb. It's very nice when he has all the defense going. And then I just the team works out nicely together. We'll see. It'll change again by the next time we talk, probably. But it was entertaining to get those and have it all set up. I look forward to the next event when that comes and what they have. I've been getting everything ready. It's hard to know, like we said before, stay on task and focus on things, but the way they have it set up, it's kind of nice that they you really want to get the new, the incredible stuff when it comes along, even if it's too much to do. It's fun to still have the event there. All right, on to Merlin's Tower, where we answer any questions you may have about the show. So join us on a brand new Discord server to answer any questions you have. The link to join it will be in the description of the episode. Ima wants to know, speaking of the different abilities on characters, what sets the rate that magic fills? Is it simply 1 bar per turn, or are there other ways to fill faster regarding spells? Similar question. How do you speed up or slow down spell casting? Do you know how long they take to charge other than meter during battle? Let's start with Sir G on this one. Mm-hmm. Magic, aka cooldowns. Is it just 1 per turn? Yes, unless it says specifically there are some cooldowns, just like Sir G mentioned on Big Bad Wolf. As I said, when he defeats a hero, you can get them to cool down faster, or to get the magic to fill faster, basically.
When it comes to things that replenish magic, That will just do pick one ability and replenish it one magic. Not all abilities get one magic bonus.
Good to know. Second part of that, I think, is the bigger unknown. I mean, we have an idea of it, but we'll say Sarah on this one. Start us off. Regarding spells, how do they get faster or not? What do you need to do?
This one, I have not figured out. Have you figured it out, Sergi?
I think so. I have a theory.
I'm curious what your theory is.
My theory is that it's tied to how much damage or how much of the enemy's health you're able to take away, as well as how much health of yours they take away. So if you can take away, let's say, you got 5 enemies, so they've all got 500% health altogether. And if you can take 200 or 250%, I think each of those are a level of speeding up your spell.
Right.
Like every 50% is a level?
I want to say it's more than that.
Okay.
Now, at the same time, them doing it to you either fills it just as fast or faster. Like maybe where you take away 50% of theirs gets you a little bit. If they take away 50% of yours, you get as though you did 100% of taking away.
Yeah, that's my important takeaway, I think, so far, is them attacking. Whoever is getting beat earlier is going to get to their spells faster. If you have more health taken away, you will get to spells faster. And taking damage seems to be getting it, and giving it out seems to be getting it a lot faster than if there is a natural. Sergi, do you think there's a natural turn meter bar at all?
I do not anymore. Now that
I didn't. I thought it did too. I think in more than an hour, yeah. I also think that it's just purely on the damage part of it, which makes me think that is when it's down to just Simba and everyone's just doing 1 damage to each other.
They can never get their new.
It never gets there. Like it seems to. I thought at least eventually it'll get to. I think it is truly just the damage part. It'd be nice to have them explain some of that. The other part of me is it's kind of fun to figure out and get both ways, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And since you mentioned the question, one strategy I've been toying with is not to do big AoEs or try to take a lot of damage away from the enemies until I've got my tank taunting, or until I've done whatever debuffs I need to do on the enemy team. Because if you launch, all 5 of your characters, just try to do as much damage as you can, then it's a stream of the enemy taking turns. Then they'll max out your spells while attacking you, but you won't get a chance to use them until the next cycle of your taking turns.
Yeah.
Yep, that's I have worked on that as well, and why I also consider, I don't know where I'm at yet on the Bo Peep versus Shan Yu lead. Not having the speed right away isn't as important to me if they get to their spell faster, which is a fun trade-off for me.
It is.
In a way, then it's not all about speed. As a matter of fact, going super fast earlier on might not be the best way to do it. It could counteract something that affects Galaxy of Heroes and always has, that speed is king. In a way, we don't have it all figured out. It's a great question, but I'm in the Sergi. I think it's damage, and then you get slightly more for taking it than giving it.
It would make sense too, because I'll run the same spells, let's say, and sometimes they're ready super fast and sometimes they're not. So it completely makes sense if it's tied to your damage.
Yeah, well, and then yes, individual spells are also different.
Yeah.
Within that too, we should mention that. So Iago and Toy Soldiers are fast, and then the Vulture guy whereas Thunder Mountain and Headless Horseman are pretty slow.
Yeah.
How much damage you do, but how much percent of their health you do.
Right.
That's why if you fight a weak team, and you seem to clobber them in just 1 or 2 moves, then you get your spell really quick. Whereas the same thing against a stronger enemy, it takes longer even though you've done the same moves to get your spells
and the
ready.
same damage. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll keep that up. If someone wants to keep researching Sir G's theory, go for it.
Please do.
As I'm sure he will as well. Number 2, Holotable Hero. Thanks for the question. Any guides or suggested teams for using the ability material tier 5? I think he means the ones that when you get at tier 5, which are those level 3 gamma ones. They look like pieces of pink coral to me. Sarah, have you spent any of those? And
I haven't.
Or what are you saving them for? What do you think?
I haven't decided who I want to spend them on. I think my goal right now is to crack, if I can get to top 50 in tournament, I would like to start throwing some on a solid tournament team, because that's where I'm going to bring in all of my gems, crystals. Yeah. So I haven't spent any of them yet. I feel like I will eventually put some on Simba because I have to.
Do it.
I feel like it's just going to have to happen. So
it's also fantastic. That's where I did mine.
Yeah, I think it's going to be worth it.
What was the change like, Faye, once you got the gamma?
I mean, he is, depending who hits him. I mean, once he's down 50% health, most characters' basics do 1. I mean, straight up 1 damage. When he's down to 25% health now, even the toy soldiers will do 1 damage. Really, the only thing is that'll hurt him there are big specials, or Yago, stupid Yago. And then defense down really hurts him. So Shan Yu, when he does his bird attack, throwing up the defense down, will take it away. But I literally today, my Simba was hit for 1 damage hundreds of times, legitimately hundreds of times between the different things that he was on. And the 4% compared to 2 is definitely noticeable from there. So that's what I think, that's a great, like, stacking things that fundamentally change how well things work are what you're looking for. Don't just give those out. Even the alpha and beta, are those what the other ones are called?
Yeah.
Even those ones are pretty valuable right now. So man, it's a bummer they took away our 60 and 70 of those right before we did
before we got to them.
Like literally now it's 3 stars. Like darn. Oh well. Sir G, do you have any? So mine would be Simba if you have him. I will say last week, by the way, I said Shan Yu. I liked his basic for that as well, so I did that. And his headbutt special does not require any gammas at the 3rd tier.
Well, I think his question is for how to beat tier 5.
How to beat tier 5? That makes a good one. So, suggested teams for ability material at tier 5. To get to the goddess, so you can get a gamma.
Right.
Well, what? Hold on. Give me your gamma recommendation then, and then tell me the team.
My one and only gamma I've earned so far went on Big Bad Wolf. His passive decreases cooldowns on magic if he kills a hero. I was really excited about it. I don't think it is as practical as I thought it would be, because it turns out to be very situational. Because he has to do the kill shot, and it has to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't normally add anything to his damage or his cooldowns unless you meet those requirements. So I don't think that would have been best. my next one is probably going to go on Simba because I got him to 5-star, and he is my main tank. That said, I'm going to save. Yeah. Whether I do it on him or not, I'm going to just be saving until I know who I want to do it on.
Start hoarding. Some of them take 50. Yeah. And some take 20.
The Jack Sparrow one that you were looking at.
It's nuts.
Yeah, 50 is too many right now.
Yeah.
But that's fantastic ability.
It is. That's the one with
second charm.
More charm, right? Or even third charm.
Yeah.
Adjacent ones, maybe. I will say, is it hard for you two to tell sometimes which ones are adjacent?
Was it first?
Sometimes at first. I think it depends.
No, like every once in a while, it's like, I swear those two are next to each other and not that one.
I actually, I think it was this morning, I was in a PvP and it was Buzz Lightyear was left and the little bird guy that flies in on a stand. And I swear they were next to each other, Trigger, and they were not.
Like bird stand guy.
I was poor, and I was like, oh, well, this was a total waste of
right, that move.
Yeah, I was like, well, I was wanting to hit multiple people and I didn't. So
right, that should be obvious to me. But 95% of the time it works how it looks like it should, but 5% like, are we sure?
It was a case where they were like, one was like here and one was right here, and it looked like they were next to each other and they weren't.
Yeah. It took me a while, but I think I've got it. And even when you summon something and it shows every single spot, they're all jagged. Like you're like, how was I supposed to know where these spots are going to be?
I totally agree. All right, so back to his actual question then. Sorry, Harl, the table hero. What do you have to beat it there?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Because I wailed out on my big bad wolf, he basically was able to get everybody very close to death, and then with enough of the kaboom.
Is that the Big Hero 6 one?
No, Big Bad Wolf.
What is the tier? No, sorry.
That's the
Tron ones. Got it.
Where they lob these grenades that attack adjacent.
Yeah, and do their
That one's brutal.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
So for that one, my best guide would be get 2 or 3 big AoE dealers and have them just muscle through. Because my one big damage dealer of Big Bad Wolf was able to get it done pretty well. And then there's tons of RNG. Just retry over and over. Because it's not consistent who will lob their special or who will do a basic of the enemies. So it's better to just keep trying until you get lucky and everybody does a basic instead of stunning and doing a big adjacent move.
Yep. I also, the 5th one, I 3-starred. And Simba was nice for that. And then keeping the taunt there, take some RNG that you're not getting that they do like it. They just randomly do a basic instead of doing their AoE or their adjacent spin attack thing. I think I did it with Jack Sparrow as part of it too, because and then Mordu has a stun. So ones that are getting close, you can stun. And Sparrow can charm. But then what is really nice with Simba is his offense down. Offense down is really big in this game. Like cutting that 50% in half keeps them alive. So just controlling the board as much as possible with debuffs, I guess, was the way I did it. And then getting lucky is an important part of it.
Good.
All right. Yeah, that's it. It just takes some time.
It'll be hard for relating to players, say they started today, and if they don't bring the Lion King event back for many months, Like Simba's been central to me doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That'll be a struggle.
We'll see. We'll see when that happens. All right. Important question sent in by a Fee34. I don't know how you say that guy's name. Must be strange. All right. So you run into your high school crush wherever, out and about, post quarantine, whatever. It's important that you impress him or her. So I don't really care about your high school crush. I just want like someone in your previous life that it's important to you to look cool towards. What's more embarrassing for you as a grown-up? Host a podcast about a mobile game based on a 40-year-old science fiction property, including space wizards, or hosting a podcast about a mobile game based on 100 years of cartoons for children. They're both there. You know, like I don't want to say like what's nerdier, because that you can think of nerdier as like cooler now. No. This is like someone you're like, uh-oh. I don't want them to think that I'm talking about Disney for 3 hours at nighttime. So, Sarah, what do you think? What do you think? Which one are you hiding more?
I think.
Or is this a straight up like, no, I'm good with, no, I can't let you answer that way, because I do. Like, I tell people about it.
I tell people, and like, it doesn't matter. I will say I get more of a, quote unquote normal reaction for a Disney versus Star Wars. Star Wars, it's more of like oh, really? I'm like, yeah.
Excellent. Sergi?
You know, it's kind of insulting to our fans. The Disney one.
Yeah, why would that guy ask the question? I don't know. Yeah. I didn't come up with that.
Well, the Disney one, you could argue, like, I do it for the kids. But you're not really.
Right.
It would just be what you tell the crush.
Yes, that's a good point. Like, oh, my kids are into it, so I play it too. And is that why you talk about it all night? Like, yes.
Yeah.
Is that answer?
So there's that. The Star Wars one, though, I think, at least the people I come in contact with, it's cooler. So whoever I had a crush on, if I had a crush on them, they probably would have thought Star Wars was cool. More so than Disney.
Yeah. So that's what I wonder this with Sarah. Do you think it's a gender thing?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Like for you, the Star Wars fans are 95% male, whereas Disney, even in this game, you know, you can't tell, but even usernames, there's way more female usernames, or what I would presume are female, than in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Or the base is a little bit whiter from there in a very good way. So maybe that's part of it.
I think that's part of it. I mean, I think if I was running into my high school crush, they should not be surprised.
That's me too. That's what I didn't want it to focus on. Like I said, this is just you're trying to look who you're looking the coolest for in the entire world.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have Simba tattooed on my arm. I can't look that cool.
Disagreed. Yeah. No, it works out for them. All right. Last but not least, let's head to Li Shang's training ground to talk about who and what we are currently training in the game, because somehow I'll make a sorcerer out of you. See you, like, Sarah. Yeah. What are we working towards?
I am still farming. I'm farming Aladdin and Jasmine shards because I really enjoy them. They're a good little pairing. Aladdin's obviously way easier to farm because he's in the grand, grand campaign. Almost called it Cantina.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So I'm farming those two, training those two. I am working on gearing Shan Yu, because I just unlocked them, and I figure
Nice. Yeah.
I might as well. What I really trying to do now is get a really good, strong defensive team for tournament, since you can set defense and have a different offensive team. That way I'm hoping I won't fall as far and I can just keep climbing.
Where you at? Where you fall to? Where do you get to?
I make it to like 187, and then I usually fall to like the 250s.
Got it.
So it's a little bit of a hike.
Yep.
And I would like the hiking to stop.
I'd like to stay in my home.
I'd like to just
go to your home.
Yeah. Please stop hitting me.
Can you change your username to that?
Yeah, that's what please don't hit me. Next. Sergey.
I am farming from the campaigns. I'm doing all the 50 refreshes and using that to farm every character I can that is not in the club exchange.
Okay.
So Jasmine, Cora. How do you pronounce the Tron girl's name? Quorra.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's a good question. Cora.
I'm gonna go with Cora.
Cora.
Yeah.
Okay. So I farming her.
Oh, you can call her Olivia Wilde.
Yeah. I have been farming hardcore my big bad wolf, but now that he's 6-star, I'm gonna put him on cool. And
still do any, or
I do the campaign one for him, but I'm not gonna do. I was using my arena, the tournament exchange stuff for him.
Got it.
Which is why I was delayed on my Shan Yu.
Honey.
Which I don't know if it was worth it to do that. But now I'm working on Shan Yu, working on Mickey Mouse, and Demona. Demona's great.
I think I've seen some good ones have attacked me.
Demona's great. You gotta upgrade her. And then she's great.
Where do you have yours at?
Mine's at 4-star, Gear 4.
Nice. Like I said, I think that's where you start to really see where characters are at.
I just did the upgrade to where she gets the upgrade to where she gets a bigger percentage to do her passive depending on the number of downtown villains.
Got it. Yep. Because her passive is very good.
Yes. Once it triggers.
And you have other downtown villains.
Big Bad Wolf.
Building up.
Facilier. Yeah. It's going pretty good.
Nice. And let's see. I'm also working on downtown villain stuff. Again, to work on the money and the possible. That's where you get Zerg. And then in the hero villain battles, also Aladdin, Jasmine, Elastigirl right now is where I'm doing my refresh or my free attempt on. Seeing where you can get her with the incredible event. Again, not super far. Dr. Facilia, I have him at 4-star. I want to get him to 5. And then tournament exchange, I'm holding now until Shan Yu, he's ready for 5-star. So that'll be a couple days yet. But if something comes up, like if another event comes up, I think I have 70,000 saved up right now. So I'll see.
Holy.
And then we can get in there. Yeah, that's what actually right now the tournament is less about the gems for me and more about the sorcerers credits or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I made that up, but tournament coins.
Tournament exchange. Did you see this lovely? Did you both see this lovely little Sorcerer's Exchange tab in the store?
Yes.
Wait.
In the little eyeball looking one.
Yes.
Oh yes. That's the unknown one yet so far.
Yeah.
The mods basically.
Yeah.
Increases recovery by 5% when held by a character. Stuff when like held. That. Which one's the defense one? That's what Simba wants to know. Defense. Increases defense by 5%. Yeah.
Which one's the defense one?
Chipped Sapphire, obviously.
Clearly.
Silly question.
Come on. I'm such an amateur.
How many do you think you can hold?
That's what I'm curious about. Because if you can hold one of each, then it's not really like mods.
Right. Yeah.
It just
or can you hold like 5 defense ones and like or you get 5 total per person, but you can have any combination of them?
Or can you only hold one?
Including Chip Sapphire, because everyone knows that's for defense. Obviously.
Clearly.
Well, thanks for joining this week. Any wrap-up comments before you go get Frozone?
I really hate some of these spells.
What's your least favorite spell?
I'm doing Arena right now, and getting really aggravated. I ran out of time, but really aggravated by the stupid Wild Imagination Toy Story one. Apparently, it does continuous damage, health block.
On level 2, it's quite good.
Man, annoying whales. Messing it all up.
Yeah.
And AoE damage. This is crazy.
two separate AoE damages.
Stupid.
Sarah, do you have any other positive comments to add like that?
I will say my one thing that I don't love, and I'm having to like wrap my brain around how it works now, is that instead of it being like a timing meter, it's a turn meter for how many turns there are in a battle. Because I get real close.
Yes. That's frustrating.
Real close, and then I'm out of turns. So I can't do anything.
I think like the spells are kind of frustrating that those count.
Yeah.
The ones that are, I think maybe they all do, but I guess they take turns that you push a button on. So
yeah. So I have to be really like mindful of what I'm using.
Yeah. I was like, how dare they make me play the game more?
They're making me
or be focused. Yeah.
And I just want to push the buttons.
They're shiny. That's what they're there for.
Right? Come on.
Well, we look forward to all the comments. Come join our community. And thanks for listening, people. That'll do it. Until next time, Jeannie, you're free.